Alrighty. We're up and running here. Probably, okay, it just went right through. Perfect, that's all good. Alrighty. Well, yes, you do see that I have dragon is almost fully grown. I definitely haven't been just playing a bunch this morning. Yeah, so sue me. I love dragons. I wanted to play some. Okay. Yeah, right now I'm just focusing on growing. I will be the first to say this, and you'll probably hear me say it several times throughout the stream, because I know different people will pop in and out. I like it. It's a dragon. I love dragons, and especially wyvern style dragons. However, it has abysmal stamina, which is a huge shame for a flying creature. So this is going to be a stream a lot more of this dragon resting than hunting and flying. Speaking of hunting, I am getting really low on hunger. Also, speaking of flying, I hear something approaching, so it's time to skedaddle. And look at that, just to get up above the tree line, it took a quarter of all my stamina. And unfortunately, it does have buffs for gliding, but it glides really slow. So it's like, to even get high enough to dive into a stoop to then glide forward nicely, it takes like half of all my stamina already. So I don't even get very far before I then have to land again. Right now, I'm kind of just exploring all these islands. Actually, we're going to go to the Palm Islands. Mostly so that I can just get the location points. And grow up a bit. And also, I want to get a new skin too, so I need marks. Now what I will say is that this dragon, you can kind of see here, does have a fire ability, which, like, yeah, come on, it's such a quintessential dragon thing. Oh, here's a nice rock to sleep on. I vibe with this rock. We're gonna rest on this rock. But as you can see, I did not get very far before needing to completely refill my stamina. But it's like, yeah, I'm up in the sky, so I'm generally protected from most things, but I have to come and land and sleep really frequently. Oh yeah, as I was saying, you'll hear me say dragon and wyvern interchangeably. That's because the two words are 100% interchangeable. Closer to the ground than I would have liked, but I'm into a decently fast glide now. Nice. And I'm a sub-adult now, which is good. I tell you what, I haven't fed a single time since spawning in as a baby, and I've made it to sub-adult with the level of hunger you see now. And I've been consistently traveling across the map. It's not like I've been resting too much. I'm wondering if I might need to turn my mic up because I'm noticing that the peak of the wing flapping seems to be like literally at the level of the peak of my mic. Actually, instead of mic up, why don't I just come down a little more? I'm sorry for the randomly adjusting sounds. Okay. We're gonna try there for a second. Okay. Let's find a safe spot to rest. Gotta be a nice big rock or something. That looks good to me. Even bigger rock. You know, I'm gonna be real, I thought that rock was larger and further away. It's fine, it'll do for just resting real quick, and then I'll fly over to the Palm Islands. In the meantime, I can find a critter or something to eat. I am getting pretty hungry. I mean, I could luck into another dinosaur nearby, but I can't guarantee that. I should go down to the Palm Islands first before going to the bluffs. Also, I can't see shit. And never mind, I ended up at the bluffs first. Still gonna go to the Palm Islands. I'm gonna be so real with you. Even if I'm not like actively fighting and hunting things, you just cannot deny that flying around as a dragon isn't just so fun. I keep seeing clips for that one game that the dude's developing, Dragon Twin. God, I really, really hope that doesn't turn into another like Day of Dragon situation. I genuinely hope it does not suffer the same curse that plagues so many simulator games. Alright, current mission, find food. And I think the best option for that is getting towards the main Palm Islands. Because I think there might be Tanistropheus on the coast of the Palm Islands. And that sounds like a large enough prey item to be worth my time. You know, the slow and cumbersome takeoff of this one also makes me remember how much I absolutely love how the dragons in like House of the Dragon take off. I think they did that so well, where like a lot of those larger dragons have to get a serious running start before they can take to the air, almost like a large albatross. Also, landing is often a serious affair for them. Alright, let's hang a low glide over the islands here. There's gotta be some critters around. Okay, that tree had more hitbox than I imagined it would. Well, let's... You can see what I mean by this thing has abysmal stamina, which is a shame, for sure. Also, ow. I didn't even see that tiny tree behind the other tree. I would love it if it at least had, ignore that. I would love it if it at least had, like, an ability that gave it better stamina regen. I mean, I know I think it has, like, the rest stop ability that Thal has, but I'm not sure if that's actually any faster. I think it's just the fact that, like, you don't have to lay down to do it, which I guess is pretty good, because getting up is really slow. Alright, let's patrol the islands for some... Oh, right, I was talking about the fire earlier. So yes, this thing does have fire ability. However, if I'm reading it correctly, you don't build up any fire to actually use unless you attack other players. And, like, I would like to get into a fight with fire, not, like, get into a fight and then have to build up my fire. Like, it means I have to start a fight to be able to use my fire, even if I just want to use it on a critter. And no, I try attacking critters does not seem to give you fire. I mean, yeah, there's a part of me from a game balancing stance that understands that. Imagine these things just flying around everywhere, just burning everything that moves. Okay, I definitely hear an AI, but I'm wondering if that's actually the one that... Yeah, I think that's the one that gives you quests. How are there just, like, no Tanistropheus anywhere on this island? I'll still take a drink while I'm here, though. Not too worried about drinking from this pond, because any croc small enough to fit in the water probably isn't a threat to me. At least any croc small enough to fit in the water and remain hidden. What am I the closest to? Twisted Forest. I think Mudflats is actually probably going to be the easiest place for me to find good prey. I'm going to fly over the ocean to Mudflats. I think there's some small islands in between that I can rest on. Yeah. It's over in Stonebed Shoal, apparently. Which is nice, because apparently it's another POI. Oh, you know you like how close that was. I definitely planned for that. That's just like a Lurdosaurus resting. Not sure how well that goes for me, if I'm being honest. Yeah, no, definitely now not gonna go for that. The whole family. Oh god, it's just keep multiplying. Alright, I should have enough stamina to get to the mud flats. A little sooner this time. Okay. I know there's a lot of good AI to hunt in mud flats. However, I can't see shit. Actually, you know what? I know there's Tanystrogus in the coastal swamp. So we're gonna take one last little flyover to the coastal swamp. While I don't hear anything around, I'm gonna land and rest up. I should probably get the rest stop ability. We're getting dangerously low on food. We've really got to find some prey. Damn ambient sounds are throwing me off. Oh, thank God the fog is clearing. Even though it's nighttime, I can still see so much better. Where's there? I know there's like a little lake. I think it's over this way. I know I've seen Tanystrogus by the lake too. Man, my God, where are all the AI critters? The second you don't need food, they're literally everywhere, and then the second you do need food, they're just nowhere to be found. I see Tanystrogus over by this lake all the time. I cannot tell you how many times I've been randomly attacked by them. Well, at the very least, I think I'd shark a crab. Better than nothing. Killing me. Stamina. Alright. Looks like I heard that crab for a second. If absolute worst comes to worst, I could put on the scavenger ability and look for a corpse. So I think there's a shark corpse in mud flats. But like, insane. Okay, there's a freaking... This quest will forcibly spawn a critter. I'm accepting this quest just so I can get the critter to spawn. Finally. Oh my god. I don't know if this will be enough to fill me up, but at the very least, it's enough to keep me going until I find my next meal. Yeah, that actually filled me up way less than I thought, especially considering I'm pretty sure that was like an alpha critter. Well, I don't know if it's a full alpha critter, but... I'm gonna sleep for a second and see if I have the... Yeah. Rest stop ability. Let's put that on here. That is what gives me the fire breath. Oh. Well, in that case, I'm gonna get this skin. I've been meaning to get nicer skin, and I like it. I like this pattern. Not gonna waste the extra money to unlock all the other bits because I actually quite like the first bit. Okay, I see a Hatzegopteryx, which could be problematic. Nope, that's a Tropignathus actually. I don't know if I really want that smoke at the moment. He seems chill enough. What I'm gonna try to do is get up through East Passage, Willemmy Forest, because those two should be enough to make it to adulthood. Oh, there's two Bristlewings there. That could be problematic. Two of them and one of me, kind of thing. It seemed chill enough. Yeah, it seemed like they got places to be. God, the climbing sucks, man. I was trying to get on top of this rock here. And like, this thing just does not climb very well. I specifically mean climbing, like altitude climbing, not like wall climbing. I feel like I should make that clear. Right, I just got the whole damn rest stop ability. Why am I not using it? That's kind of fun. That's definitely actually a whole lot faster. So, I might have just dog water stamina, but at least I can get it back decently fast now. Also, the barrel roll helps a little bit. It does give you a bit of a speed boost at not a very high cost of stamina. Seems like a good spot to rest for a second. I was gonna say I gotta remember to use the rest stop, but actually it's on cooldown. Oh yeah, once I get East Passage over here, that's gotta be enough growth to push me into adulthood. Fast glide. Never hurt no one. Especially because one of the abilities I have helps me on the glide. Also, I like that pattern much more visually interesting to look at than just like slate brown. Alright, this should put me to adulthood. In the meantime, let's find a nice rock to rest on. I'll use the rest stop ability again. Also, don't forget, you have air brakes. You know, I feel like I matched the color of these rocks really well. Gives us a great look at the whole thing. And it's funny, I am kind of stone colored. Yeah, that is significantly faster than waiting. Oh, we're hungry again. Let's start looking for food. Oh, sounds like another Bristlewing. I don't like that that one turned around so fast. Oh, you know what? Sure. I'll accept being in a group. I don't always get into groups, but sure, why not? What should we do? Let's see. Well, swamp, bog, forest. Yeah, these are all good. So we want to go to coastland, swamp to hunt. Alright. Also notice how I let myself drop for a little bit before immediately flapping. I don't know why, but doing that builds up serious speed. Like, look how much further ahead I am than him. I guess it treats, like, free falling like that the same as stooping. Okay, well that's a pair of Novas. We are not challenging a pair of Novas. Also, I'm gliding and using significantly less stamina. Did he attack it? It would seem as if he did. Okay, it would seem as if both of them missed. Ooh, okay, whatever that dinosaur is, though, that's food. Yep, I see what he sees. It's like a young pick now. Sorry, buddy, I need food. He's trying to get behind me. Worry not, my friend. You get Stam while I chase. Listen, I never said I was good at this. I think it's just lucky that this guy's not so bad at this. Okay, see how he's running? We're just gonna... Oh right, you can't use rest stop when you're... He's gonna try to run away, but I think if we can get enough stamina, we'll catch back up to him. That's enough. Oh. God, our stamina is so bad. We can't catch anything. That's fine. I'm gonna get really high up. So I can glide and cover ground. Okay, let's see if I can get eyes on this guy. He's definitely hiding down in those trees somewhere. There. See anything in these damn trees. Okay, sounds like he found them. Once again, no goddamn stamina. This has to be one of the most pathetic hunts I've ever been a part of. That's it, come on, run at me. Oops, hit my partner. And it is funny that it thinks it can fight back. It's doing no damage to us, but we're also doing no damage to it because we just can't catch it. Do I have enough stamina to do a barrel roll? might not by the time I catch up. See, if there were not two of us, this would be nearly impossible. Good news is he's been getting stamina this whole time. Perfect. Now he can take over the chase and I can get stamina. I guess that's how you have to hunt on these things, is to trade off stamina. I do hope we kill this thing, because I am now starving to the point of injury. This little Picno is fighting so valiantly. Unfortunately for this Picno, it is trapped on an island. The second it tries to swim, we just fly across. Okay. Get up high, get into a glide. Save as much of my stamina as I can. Push him right back to the island he came from. Okay, well now I gotta swim across. I didn't have enough of a runway to take off. Sorry, little dude, but I'm starving. Ugh. Stamina. How does this thing have so much health? We've definitely attacked it a good amount of times, and we are significantly larger than it. Actually, wait, we're not in combat. I can use rest stop. Much better. Though, to be fair, our fault for getting into a fight with something that has excellent stamina. And the longer this fight goes on, the more injured I become. Seems like it may have tried to make it. Does he see it? Oh, he does. I see it too. Alright, we're gonna do this again. I'm just gonna get ahead of you. Okay, I fucked up. We are in trouble if it gets all the way to the Twisted Forest. I really thought for sure we had it that time. What is he doing? That's not our target. Frankly, I'm giving up on that right now. I don't think I live this one. Certain he's gonna die too, because, yep, he got into an unnecessary fight. I do remember, however, that Pycno killed a Tamastropheus over here. I'm gonna see if I can crawl my way over to it before I die. I think it was back over here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, so this thing has completely horrible stamina. You can't do anything. You can't hunt anything that has even remotely decent stamina. Well, may as well get my horrible stamina back. Trophius. I see a big one over there. Really? Yeah, that's fair. Didn't see that T-Rex. Only a few minutes left until the server resets, so let's try to get a little bit of growth back. It's like, man, I like the concept of playing as a dragon, and it's enjoyable, but this thing is damn near unplayable with that horrid stamina it has. I don't even care if you, like, nerfed its damage, just fix the stamina. In the meantime, I do actually... Nope, I still don't have enough for that. Why is it so expensive? I'm debating if I try to get back on to this one, this server when it resets, or if I hop on to like a big fast growth PvP server. I would personally love to. I have not seen a single one of these Bristlewings. I've probably seen 15 or 20 of them today. Haven't seen a single one use the fire yet. Because you, again, have to build up your reserves by attacking other creatures. Specifically plants. I think if you were able to build up like small reserves by attacking critters, I think that would be better. Even if it's just like 1%. Go through Hollow Hills and Redwoods. I do believe that those are two POIs that I have not gotten on my map yet. Yeah. And then yeah, there isn't much left after that. There's... I can't remember the name of that one, but there's that one. There's Dry Fang. There's... this is part of Twisted? Or this is something else Forest. I can't remember what the name of that one is. See an adult Bristlewing up there. This seems like a good spot as any to use the rest stop ability on this little crag here. Also, this quest, Flight Path, I tried it earlier on a different server. You actually cannot complete it on the Bristlewing because it's too slow. Or it's well, you have because you have to stop for stamina constantly. Also, I might be back on later tonight playing Repo with friends again. Depends on how many friends are free. See how much of a speed boost just letting yourself drop a bit gets? You know, interestingly, in the like 6 or so years that I've been playing Path of Titans, I've never once played it with a controller. I wonder how different it feels. Because, like, I'm not good, like, finger position-wise at hitting number buttons. Hence why you'll never catch me playing games like League of Legends and stuff that require you to quickly hit the numbers for util. So, like, I do find myself pretty limited when it comes to, like, hitting the buttons on Path of Titans, because, like, you can see I already have a bunch of stuff in the 1, 2, and 3 slots. But most of those are things that I just don't use as frequently, so I can... it's fine if I react slower. Ah, the restart's happening. Let's try to get somewhere safe. So when I come back in, I'm chilling. Well, it looks like I can reach it. That rock. Not the safest, but it'll do. Actually, better yet, this cliff face here looks like it's more of a pain in the ass to get to. Turn myself around. Alright. And we will be right back while I figure out server reset. Alright, we are going to chill for just a moment. I had planned on this being a short stream anyways, but I don't know if like 50 minutes is how short I plan on this being. I can let this run for a little bit longer. It's only 4 o'clock. I believe that's the one I was on. Okay, we are back in. Yep, that was the one I was on. And we are back. Yeah, I'll try to give myself at least another, like, half an hour. Who knows? Maybe we actually kill something. Ah, thank God it's finally daytime. I can appreciate this thing in the daytime. It feels like it's damn near nighttime constantly on this map. You know what? You're absolutely right. I've been flying for more than 3 seconds. I need to rest. Okay, you know what's funny? I also noticed the dolphin when I was logging into the server. Didn't think much of it. But turns out it was in fact new. I mean, sure. I've got stamina. Somehow. You know, this thing's ground running stamina isn't super bad. You bitch. Get back here. Good to know that I can run things down on the ground. And I may as well eat. Because Lord knows when I'm gonna actually get myself a meal. Won't be long before I need to rest again. Let me keep an eye out for a safe space. Redwoods is going to be a little tougher. It's going to be a lot less safe spaces for me to rest. So I might have to just pass straight through Redwoods and then make my way towards Dry Fang Canyon. You know, when I first started streaming, these little view-botting AI chat things bothered me, but now I think they're a little endearing. I'm still gonna delete you. But it almost doesn't feel like a proper stream if I don't see one. You know? Gotta be careful of that. You Tyrannosaurus Allosaur. Don't want to get caught out with no stamina. I do, however, wish to take a break. For a second I thought that said salt water. Whatever little bit of stamina I get back while I'm drinking, I will use to get to some high ground and rest up for my flight to Redwoods. Yeah, rest stop is a great ability to have. spot's kind of glitchy. Let's get out of here. I lost more stamina than I would have liked to in that little glitch there. So you know what that means. More stamina. Listen, man, the model, the sound design, the emotes, everything on this thing is gorgeous. It just has atrocious stamina. I mean, the good news is, though, is that I think, at least in the private servers, the community servers, you can, birds. You can adjust the stamina of, I just lost my train of thought so bad. So you can adjust the stamina of the playables. So I think on some community servers they may opt to actually increase it. You know, OBS says I have no drop frames, but like, I don't know, it feels a bit laggy. OBS updated like 2 days ago, and it's been weird ever since. I hope that doesn't keep happening. The good news is that rest stop seems to refresh itself in time for me to use it again just about every time I run out of stamina. About every 60 seconds. Okay, good to know. If I'm smart with my stamina, I can generally run it until rest stop reloads itself. Figured I'd stay on the outer edge over here near the rocks. That way I always have a place I can rest. I honestly can probably just ride this rock wall all the way up to the Dry Fin Canyon. Also, how many marks do I have? Oh, I have 3,000 now. I can finally get that one ability. Not that it's going to do me any good, but, you know, hey, at least I can get it. Let's get some height. I can coast right over to this rock here. I'm going a little fast. Pulling the air brakes. Nice gentle landing. Listen, Slow Fight Simulator was probably the actual life an animal like this would lead. So don't blame me for it being most of the gameplay today. It's realism. I do like when the sun's just coming out. It is pretty. Look at that. Especially through the wings. Gorgeous. I mean, the good news is, in general, flying just covers a lot of ground. Because you have to slow fly on this thing. You cannot sprint flap. You just burn through stamina instantaneously. Oh, it seems like I may have hit the map wall on that one. I did not make that little left turn there. Or I guess right turn. Seems like I'll be able to ride through this pretty quickly. I see my next rest spot right up here. Get a little height. Get a little speed. Actually, I'm going to push forward one more. We're going to go to this route. And air brakes. Which, if you're relatively new to playing, the air brakes is just the precise movement button. Essentially, you're just doing precise movement in the air. So I know in the aisle, air brake is a separate button all to itself. I mean, I'm not a Path of Titans only channel. We are allowed to talk about other games here. Even if it does seem like I play a lot of Path. Ironically, before I started streaming this past week or so, I think legitimately it has been like almost exactly a week, I hadn't played Path in months. No, that's not true. I had played like once or twice recently, but not much at all. But it's just such an easy game for stream. I actually, in my free time, tend to play Ecos a lot more than I play Path. But Ecos is kind of starting to wear on me. I'll come back to it once, like, emotes and the new playables drop. But, unfortunately, just the way they run things, development's a little slow. So it's easy to get burnt out on it after a while. Especially because I kind of like hit my goals anyways. I wanted to make a certain amount of tracks, because you can use tracks to buy skins and emotes and stuff. I wanted to make a certain amount before like the new emotes and stuff dropped, and I more than well did that. So I think in the game I have like 22,000 or something like that. And most of like the highest end skins cost like 3,000. Ooh, you can see for a second there. You can still see it over there. There's a little bit of clipping on the map where I'm seeing a seam under the map. I should find a safe place to rest. No one ever goes up the side here. The sun. It would be a beautiful shot if I wasn't sitting at like a 45-degree angle. There we go. A nice fast glide. You know, it does bug me a little bit that it's almost become this trend You hear that snap at the end, that like pop? It's almost become a trend to give that to like every like large carnivore, especially like in these dinosaur simulator games and even in certain like visual medias, like in the Primitive War movie and stuff. But realistically, so because what they're basing that on is like jaw pops from crocodiles. So like when a croc goes to bite down on something, if it like misses and just, you know, bites nothing, it has just such a forceful and powerful bite that it makes that like pop. But that's also specifically because there is no like soft tissue in a crocodile's mouth. They're obviously they have like tongues and throat pouches and stuff, but specifically the two parts that are making contact are really just keratin sheathed over bone. Hence why when the two clank together, it's almost as if you're hitting like two halves of a coconut together. It makes that like very audible pop. Whereas something like this, that clearly has like gums and lips, probably wouldn't be doing that. And same for those tyrannosaurs in the Primitive War movie. They just don't think they'd be able to pop their jaws like that. It's a thing that is like very specific to the way crocodilian mouths are built. And I do mean like modern crocodilians, just because even Pseudotsuchians probably, a lot of them probably had gums and lips and things like that. I would be hard pressed to believe that something like a Sebekid would have the same type of mouth as a modern crocodile. You know, that's something that's clearly reliant on more Zyphodont blade-like teeth that are all in a row. And obviously it's not living and hunting in water, so it's better for its teeth to be covered by lips. Like this guy. But yeah, I've noticed it with like almost every new playable that's like a large predator. They keep giving it that signature loud jaw pop. And it's funny because I think it started with the Deinosuchus in this game, which is the only one of them that makes sense to have that. Like, yes, it absolutely should be a loud pop anytime that Deinosuchus goes to bite something and misses. Honestly, I would imagine that the jaw pop from something like a Deinosuchus or a Burrosaurus probably be enough to hurt you. Like, at least your eardrums. Because, like, I've been right next to modern, like, large crocs that have popped. Like, I think the biggest one I was near was like a 15-foot Nile crocodile. And this guy had like no teeth, so when he jaw popped, it was super loud. And it like could ring your ear for a second. It's not dissimilar to like an M80 firecracker going off near you. So I imagine something as large as like Deinosuchus. Oh my god, that is so loud. Like, this is kind of more the normal sound of the sprint flight. I don't know why that one drop was so insanely loud. I'm not even sure if you guys were even able to hear me over that.